Thank you for introducing us. It is a mouthful, I agree. I messed it up on my interview, so it's okay. Hi, my name is Claudia. I'm the Executive Vice President of CSRSA. In my fourth year of Global Management Studies, and I'm here to talk to you about CSRSA. Next slide. So this is our team. We currently have 16 members. The main reason we all joined CSRSA is because we all have a passion for CSR and educating those who don't really know what CSR is. So we kind of all became a family in a sense. I know that's what everyone says, but it is true when you join a student organization, you do become a team first and then you become a family after, which is really nice because it's a great way for you to get connections as well. Next slide. So for those of you who don't know what CSR is, it's essentially a set of practices which organizations should follow throughout the regular business operations. It has many branches such as workplace wellness, green initiatives, sustainability, ethical practices, etc. So as CSRSA at Ryerson, our goal is just to educate students on what CSR is and for them to understand why it's essential and how it can also how they can be aware of how they impact our community as well. Next slide. So this brings us to our three pillars, which is to educate, inspire, and connect. We strive to strengthen the understanding of creating an economically sustainable society while working in the corporate world, and to inspire students to pursue the vast world of economic sustainability. And we also want to connect thousands of students with socially responsible corporate leaders, which is why we encourage a lot of students to come to our events, because this is how you can kind of network with those professionals who are involved in the corporate world. So next slide. So this brings us to our past events and initiatives which we have done. So our event we did last year in November was a CSR Info Night, where we basically gave students the opportunity to learn about sustainability from entrepreneurs. And those entrepreneurs incorporate CSR practices into their companies. So we gave them a chance to talk to these professionals while also learning how CSR can be linked to entrepreneurship. So just something for them to take away from the event. Just recently in July, we had a webinar with Tata Consultancy, and we collaborated with RCA, which is the Ryerson Consulting Association. We had someone from Tata named Antoinette Ellis, who spoke about her company's steps to sustainability through consulting, essentially. And then most recently in August, we did a Feeding It Forward initiative where we collaborated with 6 other TRSM student groups, and we raised an amount of money through donations. And what we did was we used the donations to purchase groceries that we then donated to the St. Felix Center and North York Harvest, which are both local food banks. Next slide. So upcoming events that we have on September 21st, we'll be celebrating 75 years of United Nations by having professionals talk about UN's impact to our society and the progress that has been accomplished. The reason why we're deciding to recognize United Nations is because we use the UN sustainability goals to shape our values and shape our events as well. And then in October, we have our Careers in CSR event, which will outline a certain amount of roles that students can attain in the business world. So CSR is present in all majors, which allows all TRSM students to find where they can fit in the CSR world, or how they can tie CSR to their program. And then finally, for this semester, we have our sustainable financing event in November, which will be a collaboration event as well. And essentially the point of this event is for those who aim to like learn about finance. We just want to educate students on investing practices, and we want to help attendees understand investing along with the ethical impact that it can make. Next slide. So how you can get involved basically for now, since we're not really hiring any more. Actually, today we're finishing hiring for VP of Events. So if you are looking for a position, that is open. It closes tonight at 11:59 p.m. And then other than that, in terms of getting involved, you can sign up to be on our mailing list, which I will give you all of our contact information and socials. And you can attend events, which is the most stress-free way to get involved, because you just sit and listen, or now you sit at home and watch on Zoom, but it's just a good way to learn and then see how you want to get involved as well. Next slide, please. So this is all of our social media. You can reach us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and we also have an email as well. Like I said, we have our newsletter that you could sign up for. So if you have any questions, we will be answering your DMs as soon as possible. We're pretty quick with our responses, whether it's about CSR or CSRSA or even general questions. You can ask us. At the moment, we are also having a social media contest where you can win either a $50 Amazon gift card, a $50 Amazon gift card that is either Starbucks or Tim Hortons as well, I believe. So we're giving those away, and I will link a form in the chat along with the code that you will need to fill out in the chat. In the form. So I will link those both in the chat for you to enter. The rules are very simple. So yeah, you can enter for a chance to win. I will link that once I'm done. If anyone has any questions, you can ask. Oh, I guess I'll answer what Nicole said.
Yep. Yes.
So what am I looking forward to this year in CSRSA? Specifically, I am excited for our careers in CSR event, because I believe it's been an event in the past, but like it's a reoccurring event, but I've never personally been a part of it. So I'd like to see what new spin I can bring to it, or what changes I can bring with my vision in CSR. And I just think like it's an essential event for students to have, especially those who do know about CSR but don't know how they can incorporate that into their field of study or what job they want to pursue. So I think a careers event is always a good one. Also, just in general, I am excited to see how we can handle this upcoming year with the pandemic, which, as we all know, is a bit of a little bit of a minor hindrance in our plans, but I just want to see what we can do with it and how we can pivot from that. What is my most memorable experience at CSRSA? I'd have to say, that's a tough one. There isn't one experience that points out to me specifically, more just I've had a very enjoyable experience as a whole in the team. So I joined in fall 2019, and this is my first student group that I ever joined. So I was just kind of looking for a way to get involved. And I will say that this team is very friendly and very welcoming. Started out as a general associate that honestly knew nothing, but I didn't feel like I didn't know anything. Like I was very welcomed and it was very easy to learn. So I guess my biggest memory or something I took away from CSRSA is just that the atmosphere is very welcoming, and it's nice because when we do initiatives or things like that, it feels like I'm actually participating in making an impact on the community. So there's that. And anything else? Any other questions or anything? Advice for, oh yeah, okay. So advice for first years, I know it was mentioned earlier about grasping opportunities, not hesitating. I completely agree. I think, I guess building off of that, it's important to get involved early. Personally, I didn't join CSRSA until I was in my third year. And not that it's late or there is a time that's late or whatever, you can join whenever you feel comfortable. But I'd say to try and get involved as soon as you can, just because you'll gain that experience early. And then as you progress in your later years of university, you kind of get this like responsibility or maturity. And personally, when I joined a student group, it actually helped me balance my school life a little bit better. And I had that passion that I not only put into my schoolwork, but into my student group. So I didn't feel like I was very stressed out. I felt like I had a good balance in my life, which is weird because I did have a lot more tasks and at times it was very overwhelming, but it's nice when you get involved because um, a lot of people tend to feel like scared when they're near graduation and they haven't gotten involved in any student groups or anything, and they're feeling like, oh, I have no idea what I'm going to do because I have no experience or anything. So joining a student organization is like getting your foot into the door and gaining that hands-on or personal experience. It's going to be hard to find that after you graduate, and it's going to be hard like to just apply to jobs and immediately feel like you're where you're supposed to be. So I guess that's my advice. I know it's like a big chunk to take in, but I would say get involved early, for sure.